Angie, her story is history. We have Stephanie, the producer director, and Angie, the narrator, a person that, like no one knows more about history in Yonkers than Angie. Stephanie, please tell us how this idea came about.
I was on my way home from Stu Leonard's with a car full of groceries. I passed by the Leprechaun's house, who lives on the corner of Roberts Avenue in Yonkers. I'm a filmmaker. I thought, has anybody ever made a film about the Leprechaun? I knocked on the door. He said, let's do it. We shot a movie in his little house, and then he died. He passed away. I edited the film. I entered it in the Yonkers Film Festival. They accepted it. It was awesome. It showed there. I looked up into the face of Angie at the beer table at the festival, Yonkers Brewery, and I said, isn't that the historian of Yonkers? And she was like, yes, I am. And I said, has anyone ever made a film about you? And she said, no, but I've always wanted to branch out into media, and the rest is history. Yonkers Brewery, thank you for making the beer. Yonkers Film Festival, thank you for accepting both of my documentaries. And Angie actually exceeded my expectations from the beginning as far as her knowledge of Yonkers history, her amazing ability to remember dates and names, and her personal charm. So I couldn't be happier that this film happened.
Now, Angie, I know you for a while now, and I know that you know everything about Yonkers. The details, the dates, the places, things that no one seems to know. Yonkers is a city full of history, rich in history. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, first of all, there are others who know a lot about history too, so I'm not the only one. Well, I may be modest, but it's true. There are plenty of people who, love the history of Yonkers, who, go into it and stuff. But to me, it's about showcasing it for others who may not know. So I started this Yonkers History Facebook group a couple of years back. It's got 6,000 people on it. They are fascinated by history. There's constantly stuff happening. So, and other things I do, being on the Landmarks Board, being the president of the Friends of Phillips Manor Hall, the oldest standing building in Westchester. So much great stuff is here. And I just felt it's important, particularly for our youth, to know where they live, and they can then feel good about this place that we call Yonkers.
Not just that, Angelique, but also to show Yonkers that there's a lot of positive things going on. They need to know about the good stuff. They need to know about the pros, the beautiful thing about Yonkers. Without giving the documentary away, tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so the concept basically is a photojournalistic style documentary where Stephanie, basically, I dragged her all over Yonkers, and we went to different places, and I talked about the place, its significance in history, its relevance to today, and then how we connect all the dots to all these places. It's a short film, but we covered a lot of ground. And filmed from months. 6 months, I think, are roughly in the making to get 25 minutes. So we're hoping that at some point Stephanie might get some funding to make the longer version, because there's hours and hours and hours of footage in different places that we couldn't fit into a short film, or she couldn't fit into a short film.
Now, Stephanie, tell us, how can the people of Yonkers watch this movie? What's the venues? Where can they go? Where can they get it? How can they contact you? Do you have a website? Tell us anything you think I didn't ask and you want the people to know.
Yes. My website is stephaniex.com. stephaniex.com. And the film will be up there, I think, eventually. I might enter it into a few festivals, so usually you wait on that and, have a couple more premieres. And actually, one thing I want to say about Yonkers is when we filmed the movie, we did it in small chunks, and every time we filmed, all these really nice people kept coming up to us, like Yonkers characters, and they were like, "We know about that cannon on the front lawn of Phillips Manor Hall," or, "Oh, we just came from picking up garbage," or, "We just came from planting some seeds over here and we cleaned up the park." Everybody we met had some like really beautiful thing to contribute to Yonkers. We just walked up from the riverfront and met like 7 people who are like making a difference. The artists, the mosaic artist in the town. Who else was there? The guy who invented the Stop and Shake campaign. Like you see a cop and you shake hands to, you know, foster bonds in the community. These were amazing people doing amazing things. Yonkers is my hometown. Yonkers pride.
Yonkers, it's a great city, isn't it?
Yonkers is a great
It
city.
truly is. This is why we did this. We
why
don't
we
make
did
any
it.
money on this. We gave all our time to put it together to celebrate our amazing city and to make others realize that this is a great place to be.
Awesome city.
Angelique, no beep yet. Just to end our interview, tell us a little bit about Yonkers, the arts, the art community, because I know that you're involved in all of that. Just a few words about that.
Well, Yonkers, interestingly enough, and I'm going to draw a little bit on history, back in the silent movie era, Yonkers was called Hollywood on the Hudson, and this is throughout the country. And the reason being is we had 7 movie theaters, movie studios here that were producing silent films. Major film stars existed here. And then later, coming more to today, one of the ways that you build a downtown is you attract the arts, because that is a cornerstone of how you revitalize a community that's kind of been dormant. So now we've got galleries all over the place. We have this incredible film festival that's on par with every other major one going.
Artist studios. We knew things were looking up when there was a lot of artists getting studio space in Yonkers.
So true. So we just see it burgeoning all over the place. And this was just one more way of making a movie to celebrate Yonkers and connect the dots. So
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Angelique. Very kind for your time. And we wish you the best and the most success possible on your movie and future documentaries coming up.